We now depend on the old-fashioned way for cooking because there is no gas, as the regime considers our area as outside its control. This is soup. We usually use grains most of the time, such as rice, because there is no refrigerator. We only have one meal per day because we can't store food, as there is no electricity, and also the food prices are very expensive.
I live in a Zawiya mountain and this is my work now. Someone paid me to chop this firewood so I can feed my kids. The work is occasional. The day someone hires me, we eat. But the day when no one hires me, we don't eat. There's no fuel or firewood for sale. We chop our trees to give us wood, so we can warm our homes in winter. This is firewood from fig tree, which is very difficult to chop, but I have to. Sometimes we spend 5 days without having even bread. I swear my son today was crying asking for a piece of bread, and I couldn't do anything because we don't have any.
I want to be a student and to have money like all the girls. It's shame that I missed 2 years of school. I don't have clothes apart from this dress. When I wash it, I have to cover myself with towel until it dries. Sometimes I wear it before it dries completely.
The main water lines have been cut completely for 2 years. There was some water coming in by using those generators, but since the regime cut the water, no one can extract any water anymore. These become the alternative. We fill them and then use that water in the kitchen, bathroom and for drinking.
Here we are using a previous stove that we used for cooking more than 100 years ago. It's very old. We had to start using it again after the revolution. All the regimes around the world take their nation forward, but Assad's regime is taking us backward. I fill this cooker with gas or diesel and it works like that.
صباح الخير. هاي. من أنت مقطوع الكهرباء؟
هلا من شوي.
يكون عندك شغل معك وقت بعد الجامعة لحتى نلحق نخلصه، خلص ما يعني بدك تنسي كل الديدلاينز. يلا باي. باي ماما، ديروا بالكم على الطريق. باي. اوكي. شفتوا امبارح قذايف باب توما؟ يعني برأيك وين بتعيش إذا انفجرت وأنت بالمي ولا انفجرت وأنت
طبعا بالمي.
مين فيكم بقيان هون؟ بقيان مسافر؟
هلا الطيارة أكيد ما عم تستناني.
بتمنى إني ضل بس إنه لازم نروح.
نرجع، نحن أكيد حنرجع.
يلا ليتس جو.
أول حي.
شو الماما قلت لك شو؟
يلا جبنا بهذا.
راجعت؟
ايه راجعت.
وما بطلع من المساحة؟
نفس الشيء.
لا مو
ايوه باي.
قلبهم لهلا ما جابوا الكهرباء، شو هالقلة؟
يلا هلا الساعة 8 ساعتين. اليوم تنزل على السوق لتحت بدنا شوية أغراض.
صار له يومين بس ما عم يتلقى معي.
جرزة واحدة مخدومة، شو بدك التنتين؟
وبعجرة. قد ايه الجرمانتينا؟
كرمنتينا ورقه ورباع.
والزيتون؟
3 وربع الكيلو هذا الزيت.
3 وربع.
حلو.
كيلو غالي. كيلو غالي.
أنا النقيب يعرب عيسى، قائد سرية المهام الخاصة بقيادة القوات الخاصة. لا، أنا حاربت من بداية الأزمة بإدلب سنة ونص، بخان العسل بحلب 7 شهور، وببرزي حاليا بالقابون أول أزمة يعني. بس هون بالمكان حاليا سنة و4 شهور صار. بيشد بعد أحيان هدوء وبعد أحيان اشتباكات عنيفة، يعني حسب التعليمات اللي بتجي عند المسلحين. بعد أحيان بضل فترة هدوء بتستمر عدة أيام، وبعد أحيان بصير اشتباكات عنيفة، بتستمر لعدة ساعات. نحن لما قمنا بهجوم الوقت عملنا طوق حول القيادة، كانت قيادة القوات مهددة من تقريبا سنة ونص، فقمنا بهجوم احتلينا هاي المناطق وعملنا طوق حول القيادة. كانت مهمتنا دفاعية، يعني بعد الاحتلال الطوق صارت مهمتنا دفاعية. حرب لتقسيم سوريا، إضعاف الجيش السوري، نهب خيرات البلد، قامت حرب طائفية تستمر لعدة سنوات. يعني هي الهدف من الخدمة للمشروع الصهيوني والأمريكي بالمنطقة.
I'm a Japanese teacher. I work as a teacher in my college in the Japanese department. So that's what I do. In my free times, I'm here as a volunteer.
How long have you been doing this?
For 2 years.
And what got you into it?
Because everyone here feel that they have to do something in this conflict. So each one choose a way, and I chose this way.
Let's talk a bit about the experiences. I mean, sometimes you go to dangerous places, right?
Yeah, but when an explosion happens and we are there, you can't predict how much dangerous it is, but you just go there. So of course me and all of us, many times we just put our life on jeopardy.
When you're doing that, do you feel scared?
You know, we are not like robots. When it's really dangerous, you are scared. But you have the choice either to do it or to step back and run away.
And you always do it?
Yes. That's why we are here. Because you put the other's life before yours.
Tell me what goes through your mind and in your heart as well when you get the alert to go somewhere. You may hear that there's been an explosion, a mortar attack.
Well, if it's really dangerous where I'm going, the first thing I think about is my family. That will they be okay if I get hurt or something? And will I really get hurt or not? This is when I think about my personal life, but the first thing you would think about is can you really help now? If you now meet people who are really injured and who needs you, can you do something to them? Can you really be useful to them?
Tell me what you do when you arrive at a scene. There may be 2 or 3 or more badly wounded people. How do you decide who to help?
You decide, first of all, the people there get really crazy and you have to calm them down. Everyone's shouting, even the people on the ground. So you have to be the strongest one there. You have to look at the image from the outside, not to be in it, because everyone is in it. And that even if you are in it, you have to be an outsider, and you have to to see all the scene and to decide what's more dangerous, what's more serious injured, and you go to the most one who needs you.
When you first did it and you first went to a place when there'd been an attack and you saw people who'd been terribly injured with blood and, awful sights.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
What was it like?
I couldn't sleep that night. It was the most horrible thing I've ever been through. Because you see this on TV, but you never really face it on your daily life, even if you are here. You don't have to face it always. But when you really face it for the first time, you just know how strong you are inside.
For Syrians wanting to get their information from media not controlled by the Assad regime, they might tune in to this opposition-supporting radio station, Radio Al-Kul, broadcasting from here in Istanbul. Now, this is the main newsroom, but the staff are so worried about potential attacks by the regime against members of their family still in Syria that they don't want us to show their faces. It's a station which broadcasts on FM in Syria, but also online there and to Syrian refugees here in Turkey. They're currently preparing their 1 o'clock news programme, which is about to go on air. The station broadcasts news, discussion programmes and an early warning system to tell those in opposition areas about imminent airstrikes from the regime. It's a vital tool in Syria's war, says the manager of Radio Al-Kul.
We have some people that provide us with information that jet or that helicopter will go maybe to that neighborhood. So we are now working on an early system that to aware the people that this area maybe will be targeted from the regime, and by supporting people on the ground, they have shelters, and tell the people go to those shelters, maybe we can save some of lives. We have to provide the people in Syria the accurate information, the accurate opinions. The regime is just telling all the time lies and lies and lies. The regime media telling people a different story of why there is a war in Syria. So we have to fight the regime in our way. People on the ground fighting the regime with weapons. Now we are in media fighting the lies of the regime.
Do you think you can win the information war against the regime?
Now we have very hard and difficult situation outside Syria, especially funding. If we have more funding, yes, we can win, because the thing that we have is truth, and that will win.